Guys, Ryan Bidoff here, blogging from paradise. I wanted to do a video slash audio. Well, it's technically audio, right? I'm doing these little stories now where I'm breaking down some of my more intense travel experiences. We're talking about a little one today where I went through a wicked motorbike accident in Jimbaran, Bali. And this was years ago. This was pre-blogging from paradise days. So, kick back, relax, and be glad it doesn't have to be you. It's one of those deals where I had a fascinating incident, somewhat fun, somewhat freeing, somewhat fearful. No, right? All of our biggest traumas really do free us in some way, shape, or form because we have to face some deep fears, and this is definitely up there. It's about 6 years ago. Kelly and I were in Jimbaran. This is before we did that long house sit there, about like 3 or 4 years. We rented a beautiful place. Actually a villa, huge spot. So we were driving down towards the quarry on the way back from the grocery store. And Kelly had the goods balanced on the back of the motorbike, and I'm a fairly skilled driver. I go very slowly, but as I was driving along or riding along, I noticed a dog on the side of the road. Now guys, Bali street dogs are a common occurrence. You're talking about not a dime a dozen per se, but you're going to see them everywhere because it just is what it is, kind of like soy dogs in Thailand, right? For you guys who do the Southeast Asia bit. So I saw the dog on the side of the road and it had been hit, and it was overall okay. It wasn't massive trauma, but I saw it probably broke its paw. So it was sitting there looking like it was going through a time, and I felt bad and I shook my head and I stared at it for maybe 1.5 to 2 seconds. Big time mistake, because looking away at the dog and saying, man, why do these motorbike drivers be more careful? And I was soon to see the cosmic humor in this, blaming them for not paying attention. Well, I wasn't paying attention, and when I looked back at the road, I saw a big box truck that had spun out around a curve. And in my mind, the thought, feeling, the curious, the what the heck, literally in my mind, I could rephrase the wording, the verbiage. What the heck, or why the heck did that box truck spin? And then boom. I spun out on the motorbike. Kelly was on the back. She fell to the side pretty gracefully, I have to say. But what had happened was a huge oil slick, for whatever reason, unloaded itself. I guess somebody had a problem with their truck or I wouldn't think motorbike, definitely a truck or a car, around a curve. Now, if you guys aren't motorbike drivers, the ones out there, no, but the ones who are not, are motorcycle, but especially motorbike, because thinner tires, smaller deal. If you hit rain even at the wrong angle, going around a curve, and you're not going slow enough, you're going to wipe out, let alone oil or gas. I mean, especially oil. It is literally like riding a bicycle on ice. You wipe out. There's no way to stop it. So I was going relatively slowly, but again, you could be going 2 miles an hour, and if you hit that slick, you're done. So around the curve, I hit it. It was too late. Kelly flew off to the side, little scrape on the knee, groceries everywhere. I, in trying to recover, was flung like a slingshot. Imagine somebody going out like Superman. We're talking almost horizontal to the ground. I put my arms out. The only thing I remember was losing control and then blacking out. But I flew that way because I know when I woke up, not only could I not catch my breath, the wind was knocked out of me, and it took me a good 10 to 20 seconds to get my wind, which was horrifying. I felt an intense stabbing pain in both my chest and back, and my left shoulder was entirely torn up. And it makes sense going into that curve. Left curve, left shoulder hit first. Really ripped up. We're talking, I don't know what degree burn. But it took a number of months for it to heal, and I still have a scar there to this day. A very noticeable scar, even with tanning and all that other stuff when I used to do those things before I became Casper. So when I hit the ground, blacked out, hit the ground, I woke up, and there was about 5 or 6 Balinese people around me. Such kind, generous people. Are you okay? Are you okay? I'll call ambulance. I said, eyes popping out of my head. Kelly said it was just like the look of death on my face, because I just figure, great, I'm going to be one of these jerks who winds up in the Balinese paper, or maybe not even CNN per se, but could be. I didn't have much of a blogging name at the time, but as an expat driving like a Yahoo on a motorbike who gets in an accident and dies. So I couldn't catch my breath. Eyes popping out of my head. I hit the ground like Superman, guys. It was a slingshot. It was not straight down. I was flung to the ground. I eventually catch my breath after about 20 seconds, so that felt a little better. And I said, no, I'm okay. I still had a little bit of pain. It was a mini stabbing at that point. Like I felt it, but the adrenaline was running so much where I'm like, no, I feel okay. So I start walking towards the motorbike. Talk about a trooper, huh? Kelly's behind me, okay. She's picking up the groceries, anything that we could preserve, and I think most of it we did. And I'm like, no, I'm good, everything, And then I started getting really woozy. Hot out, humid, and the fact that I just slammed into the macadam at, God knows, pavement at whatever speed. So, naturally, I find that get a little woozy. I get on the motorbike. As soon as I get on the motorbike, I get really dizzy. And I didn't tell Kelly. I mean, when we got home, we arrived back to the home/villa, rented for the month. I let her know that I was just feeling really nauseous, overcome by a wave of nausea. And as I walk up to the bed, we made it back, and it was only about a 3-minute ride. I laid down. The sensation was similar to 50 tiny little monkeys stabbing your back with a ginsu knife. It was just the most intense pain I had felt in my life up to that point. Stabbing pain in the back. The first thing that comes to mind is, and I've read it before, my lungs are pierced. Just absolute intense. It just all set in. The adrenaline had left me. I look at my shoulders, my left shoulder, and it was just oozing blood and serum. Stripped so many layers. And I, being the dingbat, since then I stopped wearing cutoffs. You see why people wear jeans jackets or long sleeve stuff on the motorbikes, even if it's 110 degrees. And now I understood. Some of it was a Southeast Asian covering up, wanting that white skin or not being too tan, but a lot of it is when you hit the ground. These people know. So stabbing pain in my back and then stabbing pain in my chest and that burning in the shoulder and the nausea. So I lay down. I do pass out quickly. And about 3-4 hours later, sleeping in the middle of the day, just recovering, I try to get up. And it's that same stabbing, it's like being eviscerated. I can't get up. No way. Just agonizing. So, long and the short of it, for the next 5 days to a week, Kelly did all the driving. This is when she learned to ride a motorbike. She didn't ride it before this, but she had no choice, and she became quite a skilled driver. But she'd go back and forth to the places in Jimbaran, that lovely Italian restaurant, I can't remember the name, phenomenal pappardelle, and then, papaya, mango. I just had to stay in bed. What would happen, at least 2 to 3 times a day, when I had to figure out nature was going to call, right? When nature called, Kelly would, because I could not get up on my own. The pain and the stabbing in the back was just too much. But intuitively, I know you guys thinking, why not go to the hospital? Intuitively, I knew that I was okay on a deeper level. This was just trauma as far as hitting the ground. So I said, you know what? I want to go to the hospital, I want to go to the clinic. No, just let me recover. God heals always heals the wound. You just got to relax. You got to be okay, especially intuitively, and it's nothing beyond just some real intense, serious pain. So Kelly would lift me up from the back. She would help nudge my arm, not pull my arm, but gently coax me out of bed with a little nudge, a little pull, and then she'd get behind my back and kind of push me. And again, this was very, very gentle. It was just a little force where I couldn't get up on my own. The pain was too intense. And I have a pretty high pain threshold as an athlete over the years and some crazy stuff happening on the road. But this went on for a week, and then finally started to heal a little bit more. I coated my left arm with whatever I could to let that form, but that serum was oozing for a full week. Really cleaned it out, and that burned like holy hell. It was just like fire ants were tap dancing all over my left shoulder. When I cleaned that sucker out, it was full of gravel, dirt from the road. I spent a good half hour cleaning that thing. It was unbelievably intense. The back pain subsided, the chest pain subsided, and a week to a week and a half later, I was back to normal on the bike. But the accident itself and the recovery period definitely up there as far as my crazy world travels and my experiences. So guys, hope you enjoyed. Hit the share button. If you enjoyed it, hit the like button. My Superman style motorbike accident in Jimbaran, Bali. And if you want to become a full-time travel blogger, you want to circle the globe, or just a full-time blogger, you could purchase my ebook at bloggingfromparadise.com/ebook. Until next time, you guys know what to do. Enjoy paradise, everybody.